morning and happy Monday, y'all. I was listening to this song on the radio right now, and it's the lyrics is part of the lyrics. If he did it before, he'll do it again. Same God right now is the same God back then. So that was on the radio this morning, and as I was getting ready for work this morning, I thought about something that I was going through. Just how God is good. I've been seeing some things in the comments from different ones that's dealing with grief, that's dealing with loss, that's dealing with just some different things in life. And I remember one time when I was in a relationship, and it just came full circle in my mind this morning, and I wanted to share this with y'all. I was in a relationship back in the day, and I was going through, I really love this person, right? And I was going through, we was going through ups and downs, ins and outs of relationship. And I had said to someone, and I never will forget this person, because I had kind of lost my way. And he said, I said, well, I don't know what I'm going to do without the relationship, without this person. He said, you're going to be all right. You're going to trust God. You're going to believe God. As long as you got God, you're all right. And sometimes we can lose our footing and we can forget that. And it kind of brought me back to reality. It brought me back full circle, because I say, you know what? You are right in what you're saying to me. And it was like God sent that person to give me that word at that right time. And this person was a friend of the gentleman that I was in a relationship with that was giving me a sage advice, but he was also a Christian. And he ministered to me in the moment when I needed to be ministered to. So you can receive a word from anybody. And that's what kind of the message was about at church yesterday, let your light shine. And I needed that light that he had at the time. I didn't stop loving the person when he gave me that message. But what I did do was brought myself back. Know that I break up with the person, and I looked at that person totally different. Because I had become to depend on that person. And when all I needed to do was depend on God. And I was still dating this person, and he disappointed me sometimes, and sometimes he came through. But as humans do, and I'm sure sometimes I disappointed him too. But we are meant to be a supporter of each other, but never to replace God. We are meant to uphold and uplift each other, because that's what God wants us to do. And we are meant to let our light shine. Like I said, it was somebody that I would have least expected that shined the light and got my mind back on God at the time. Not that it never left God fully, but I'm just saying I had thought, well, I can't make it without somebody. But as long as you got God, you will always be all right. And that, and also dealing with grief. You can't trust God in part of your life and not trust him in another. And if God chooses to take someone away from you, to take his child back home, if he chooses to take you from this earth, you want your children to be okay, you want your spouse to be okay, you want them to live the life of joy, to live the life trusting God, to stand on God's promises, to stand on his word, to carry the joy of the Lord, to remember you in good times. Not to say that you're not going to have days where you're going to grieve and whatever. But you still should have the joy of the Lord. You should carry the person. You should honor that person in memory. And I've seen this person has been I think they lost their husband a couple of years ago, and they still seem to be sad. And I know that you're gonna miss them, but they said they were trying to be happy. You have and carry the joy of the Lord, because one thing you said is that you depend on God. You depend on God with COVID. God gonna cover you. You're not gonna get the shots. If you can depend on God for that, you carry the joy of the Lord with you. You may have moments where you have to cry, but God will wipe all those tears away. Know that you can trust him in everything. You can lean on him. You can depend on him. Honor your husband. Honor whoever you've lost. Honor whoever you lost in a relationship. Honor yourself. And I thought about something in that I told y'all before. I don't know if I said this before, but someone asked me in the comments, would I ever get married again? And I told y'all, I love marriage. I honor marriage. I think marriage is honorable, but it's work. I also think singleness is wonderful, and that's work too. So it's going to be work for whatever. I'm not opposed to getting married again, but what I recognized about myself over the years is I've been a square. I'm very mild, and I try to get along. I want the people that I'm with, the people that I love, to be happy. I don't change who I am, and I think that's been my saving grace. I've dated men that drank, smoked. I never felt like, and they wanted me to drink and smoke with them. I didn't feel like I had to do those things. I wasn't going to change who I was. I stayed my little square self in those things. So I never tried to, but I went along. I never pushed the things that I was interested in or anything like that. So I think that's been my saving grace. That's always been my individual self. You know, I never felt like, I've always been a heavier set woman, so I never felt like I had to lose weight for a man, because I've always had a nice man in my life, you know. So I never felt like I had to adjust that. If I was trying to lose weight, it was for Donna. It was not for anybody else to try to say, well, I'm gonna be with you so you could be with me. They was with me, and these were not large men. They were with me because of who I was, and I recognized that earlier on, but I never had a self-esteem issue there. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. I know that is probably now that I can walk in my individual self, because I never felt the need to try to fit myself to someone else's idea of me. I want you all to walk into your individual self, your own self, and know that as long as you got God, you're going to be all right. You're going to go through things in life. We all have ups and downs. That's just a part of life. I have ups and downs. You know, it is what it is. But we're going to go through things, but God will never leave or forsake you. He will be with you. He's your friend when you need a friend. I'm telling you, when you feel like you don't have a mother, a father, or whatever. And I look back even over my childhood and just look at the things that God has kept me from, that shielded me from, that protected me from. Yes, I've gone through some things in life, and some have been my own self foolishness, and some have been just the circumstances of life that I was in that led me to be in those situations, but God. So I want just to remind you today that you can trust, you can lean, you can depend on God, and whatever it is you're going through, know that God got you. It's no one bigger than God. So if people have let you down, people will let you down. Don't hold that on them. Yeah, I'm not saying be a fool for them. You know who they are. When people show you who they are, don't have expectations of people. They'll say, okay, I get it, but I trust God. Sometimes people will tell you they're going to do stuff. They're not going to come through. They're not going to follow through. I tell you, all you can do is worry about who you are. Keep your word. Be a person of integrity. But you can't make another person keep your word. You can't make other people feel a certain way about you, like you, love you, want to be there for you like you'd be there for them. And the people that you're there for, most of the time, they're not going to be there for you. But that's why you don't do things for people in hopes that they will pay you back. You generally do for people because you want to do for them. So if you never get a payback from them, and I've always said this, God always finds a way. You cannot beat God's giving, and that's the truth. God always, when you are blessing He blesses you to be a blessing, but God finds a way to bless you too. Because I tell you, whatever I'm going through, it ain't the people that I bless that help me in most instances. It was other people that blessed me. And in turn, I have not, in some instances, I've been able to bless some of those people back. But you know what? I don't think they was blessing me for me looking for a payback. I've been able to pay it forward and bless somebody else. And that's what blessings are supposed to be. A trickle-down effect. You bless one and they bless somebody else. They bless somebody else. They bless somebody else. The blessings keep flowing. But a lot of times when you sow in, you looking to sow out of that same person. And your seed may be planted in that person to plant a seed in someone else. And your harvest may come from somewhere you wasn't even expecting. So I just wanted to tell you today, this was just a talk to tell you to kind of stay encouraged. No, and this camper wants to fall, y'all. I'm sorry. I have it on the mount, but it wants to fall today. Okay, I think I got it. I'm trying to drive, so I don't like to be fooling with this camera. But I want to tell y'all just to stay encouraged, to stay up and know that God is with you in everything. If you have lost, you may be going through a season where it may be hard, it may be difficult. You don't see your way out. Keep praying, keep believing, keep trusting God, because this too shall pass. Nothing is forever, nothing lasts always. And I just wanted to kind of share, that with you, that you can trust and believe and depend on God today. You are worthy. You are special. You are so important. And it's not one man, one person. Sir, it's on you to go. It's not on me to go, sir. The lights out up here, y'all. I'm sorry. It was a four-way stop up here, but I'm getting close to work. I'm getting ready to enter in the gate, and I try not to tape on the workarounds or whatever, and some people have asked me about it, and I just want to let y'all know, it's been a while ago. I made a video about it, about someone had, I guess, complained about, me taping at my job. And y'all that's been watching me know that I've been doing it for years. And the funny part about it, my job didn't ask me to stop. I volunteered to. So you won't ever see me taping my lunch breaks anymore. And it was, like I said, it was not asked for me to stop, because of course y'all see the content that I have. I don't be doing anything wrong or whatever. I don't just, even in my car on the property, I just do not. So I didn't want my job to have to be contacted about anything. And as you see, I was on my lunch break or whatever, but I'm like, I don't have to ask me about it. And they looked at my content also. So, but like I said, it was a volunteer thing that I told them, you don't have to worry. Oh, y'all, I'm leaving work. I didn't get a chance to finish this morning because my camera fell. But I did want to come back and finish up. But I'm leaving work. It's 1 o'clock, y'all, and our air is not working in our office. It wasn't working Friday either, but it's really bad today. And it's 1 o'clock, so I said I can't take it anymore today. But my coworker, it was just 2 of us up there today. She started getting sick, so she left about 15 minutes before me. She just felt so bad. She tried to drink some water. I think it's the stuffiness, because if I sit still, I can almost deal with the heat. But it was just like it was hard to breathe. The air quality just had gotten to be, it's just stuffy, to breathe in there. So I'm like, I just have to finish up from home today, because this is not going to get it. This is not it. And they kept saying they were going to send a tech. So I'm like, well, surely they'll have a tech up here. But the tech never came, And I know my manager, he put a work-in order on Friday. He put a work order in. So, and the other manager down in the other department put another work-in order in today. And they said somebody was on the way. I don't know what on the way is, because on the way never came. But anyway, yeah, getting back to what I was talking about, I never did address it, because it's been about a year now, and you haven't seen a video with me doing videos at work. But, and I won't go into, they said I was making all this money on YouTube. Y'all already know. And so I told my job, that's something you don't even have to worry about. You don't have to worry about anybody complaining. And like I said, but some of them said they watched some of my videos and it was funny and blase. And they saw my channel is clean. There's no controversy on my channel. I don't be in no mess on my channel. I never said I was representing my job on my channel. And that's the blessing and all of it. And I want to tell anybody who's doing that, make sure that you keep yourself above board. Hello? Hey, hold on 1 second. I can't hardly hear you. I'm trying to drive, so give me a minute. Okay, hello. How are you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. I guess y'all say you got a whole lot of going on. As y'all can see, I got a call. That was the gentleman about my car. I was seeing if he could look at my car. But anyway, like I was saying, they were saying I was making all this money on my YouTube. And a lot of you all have asked why I hadn't, been doing the videos and stuff. And I just want to kind of let y'all know what's going on. You probably will never, ain't no problem to it. You won't see me, doing them for my job anymore. Because like I said, I don't want them contacting my job about anything for some foolishness. And that's basically what it was. Some foolishness. And God has blessed me to elevate in my job since then, you know. So it wasn't like it affected me at all. Like I said, I had, my manager was very supportive and everything. Because I had been on YouTube for years and it had never been an issue. But just to avoid anybody from having to call or say anything in any kind of way. If they call, they're just calling for some foolishness, because I do them for my own personal space, and I was even on my personal time anyway. But anyway, I just kind of want to address that since some of you had asked about it. Yeah. So what was I gonna say? And I want to kind of close out here because this wasn't meant to be a long video. I was just coming to tell y'all today to just kind of trust God, hold firm with him, lean on him, depend on him. You can trust him. He'll never leave you. Anyway, you know you're loved. I love you, but God truly loves you the most. Remember to always be kind to yourself and others. Be joyful and be blessed. And I'm going to get in this house and I'm going to log in. I'm working home for the rest of the day because that heat in me was not my friend today. And this wig, child, it was too much. Y'all already know. Anyway, y'all know I love you, love you, love you. Have a wonderful and blessed Monday. And don't forget, if you get it to win it. Now, I did stop on the way home and get me a Powerball. Y'all already know. But we can share the wealth. Love y'all. Bye.